Have you ever noticed something strange? All day, you feel exhausted. At work, you keep yawning. Your eyes feel heavy. Your brain feels slow. You tell yourself the same thing over and over. I can't wait to sleep tonight. But then, night comes. You finally get into bed, and suddenly, you don't want to sleep. Instead, you grab your phone. Just one video, one scroll, one more episode. Before you know it, it's 2 a.m. So here's the question. If you're this tired, why are you fighting sleep? It sounds irrational. Sleep helps repair your body. It restores your brain. It improves memory, focus, and mood. Your body wants sleep. Your brain needs sleep. And yet, every night, millions of people delay sleep on purpose. Why? Well, the answer is deeper than you think. There's actually a term for this. It's called revenge bedtime procrastination. Sounds dramatic, but the idea is simple. During the day, your time doesn't feel like your own. You wake up, you go to work, reply to messages, attend meetings, handle responsibilities, take care of other people. Hour by hour, your day gets consumed. Then night arrives, and for the first time all day, you feel free. No work, no deadlines, no pressure, just you. And your brain says, finally, my time starts now. That's where the problem begins, because going to sleep feels like giving up that freedom. Sleep means today is over. Sleep means tomorrow comes faster, and tomorrow means responsibilities return. So even when you're exhausted, part of you wants to stay awake, not because you enjoy being awake, but because you don't want your free time to end. And that changes everything. Because maybe you're not avoiding sleep. Maybe you're trying to reclaim control. But psychology is only part of the story. Biology matters too. Your body runs on something called a circadian rhythm. Think of it as your internal clock. It tells your body when to feel awake and when to feel sleepy. One of the strongest signals controlling this clock is light, especially blue light. And that brings us to a modern problem. Screens, your phone, your tablet, your laptop, the glowing screen you stare at before bed does something powerful. It suppresses melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Less melatonin means your brain gets confused. Even if your body feels tired, your brain starts acting like it's still daytime. But it gets worse. Your phone isn't just giving you light. It's also feeding your brain dopamine. Dopamine is deeply tied to motivation and reward, and your phone is basically a dopamine machine. Every swipe creates uncertainty. Maybe the next post is funny, maybe shocking, maybe exciting. Your brain loves uncertainty. That's why scrolling feels impossible to stop. You're not just consuming content. You're pulling a slot machine, again and again and again, waiting for the next reward. And suddenly, 2 hours disappear. But here's the part most people don't talk about. Sometimes the reason you avoid sleep has nothing to do with phones. Sometimes, sleep is scary. Not because of sleep itself, because of what happens right before sleep. Silence. No videos, no music, no notifications, just you and your thoughts. That's uncomfortable for a lot of people, because during the day, noise protects us. We stay busy, constantly stimulated, always distracted. But bedtime removes those distractions, and when everything gets quiet, the thoughts you avoided all day come back. Stress, regret, fear, loneliness, worries about money, worries about work, worries about the future. Sometimes staying awake feels easier than facing your own mind. Think about that for a second. How often do you reach for your phone? Not because you need information, but because you want to escape. That's when sleep becomes complicated, because maybe the real problem isn't tiredness. Maybe it's avoidance. And there's something even stranger. Sleep requires surrender. That sounds obvious, but really think about it. Every single night, you willingly lose consciousness. You disappear for hours. You let go of control, and somehow trust that you'll wake up tomorrow. That's actually kind of insane, because humans hate losing control. We want certainty. We want awareness. We want control. Sleep gives us none of that. Sleep is surrender, and part of your brain resists that. So what can you do? First, stop blaming yourself. Your brain isn't broken. Modern life is simply very good at keeping humans awake. Second, create distance between yourself and your screen. Charge your phone away from your bed. Even a little friction helps. If your phone is one step farther away, your chances of sleeping go up. Third, give yourself real free time during the day whenever possible. This matters more than people realize, because if nighttime is your only personal time, you'll keep sacrificing sleep to protect it. And maybe the most important idea is this: sleep is not wasted time. It feels that way, but it isn't. Sleep is an investment in tomorrow's version of you. Every hour you steal from sleep, you borrow from tomorrow, and tomorrow always collects. So tonight, when the clock hits midnight and your thumb reaches for one more scroll, pause. Ask yourself one question: am I actually enjoying being awake? Or am I just afraid of tomorrow? Because sometimes the reason we fight sleep has nothing to do with sleep at all. It has everything to do with the life waiting for us when we wake up. And maybe that's the real question. Not why don't I want to sleep, but why don't I want tomorrow to come? Because sleep didn't become the enemy, something else did. And until you figure out what that is, no bedtime routine in the world will fully fix the problem. So tonight, when you feel the urge to keep scrolling, ask yourself, what am I really avoiding? Might keep you awake, or finally help you sleep. Sleep well, and I'll see you in the next one.